lay on down the mat. Okay, so once you guys lay down onto the floor, take a moment here to just kind of squirm around, kind of like you're warming up your space before you get too cozy. Maybe you grab hold of your knees, maybe you press your sacrum to the floor, whatever it takes to allow your spine, your back, your skin to melt completely and relax on the floor. And if you prefer not to lay down, come to a seated position instead, with the goal of just checking out everything that we talked about, forgetting about all the things you've already accomplished this morning, plans you have set for the day, and be present with your body, with your mat, with your breath. Close the eyes.
As we relax here for a few seconds, really let that breath flow in and out of your body. Find some peace here, some quiet, and use this peace and quiet throughout your practice. Use the breath to gauge if you're moving too fast or if you're holding your breath. The idea is for you to have a nice flow throughout your practice.
Now go ahead and blink your eyes open. For those of you who are going to play along with me on the playlist, now would be a good time to reach out for your device, your computer, whatever it takes. So reach out for that, and a count of 5 seconds, and we'll start off with, who else? Madonna. Here we go. 5, 4, don't laugh at me, Andrew. 3, 2, 1, press play, Borderline Madonna. Okay. So with the eyes open already, go ahead and start to add movement here. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Circle through your wrists, your elbows, your ankles, and begin to circle them the opposite direction. And then from here, go ahead and bend your knees. Press the thighs towards your belly to bring that sacrum closer towards the floor. Rock yourself side to side. Now, as you rock yourselves side to side, go ahead and come back up to center. Begin to rock yourselves up and down, up and down. For those of you who have the space, begin to rock up and down in a circular direction. So you bring your feet towards the right wall, and you start to rock yourselves over towards the back wall. If you guys aren't able to rock yourselves in a complete circle, just make your rolls a little tighter. So squeeze the belly, draw the chin in, and just rock really tighter up and down. For those of you who are able to rock yourselves in a complete circle, begin to rock the opposite direction. So most of us will start to move the legs towards the left. Wynn, don't judge me. I see you looking at Trish, like, what kind of yoga are we doing here? Rock yourself side to side. I know not everybody lives in a den mansion like I do, having all this space to rock. Again, just keep rocking until we all meet all the way back up to center. Thank you for participating, Trish. I appreciate you. Yay, Lily, you're almost there. And then everybody meet yourselves all the way back up to center, and then come up and rock yourselves up to boat pose and pause here. So as you come to boat pose, cup your thighs first so that you can lengthen your spine. A little bit of details here. So tucking the chin, peel the shoulders back. And as you press onto your thighs, go ahead and squeeze the thighs together and lift the legs a little bit more. Don't let go of the legs just yet, because I want to fire up the toes as well. So with your toes, either spread them wide or curl them in or point them out, and then begin to lengthen and straighten the knees a little bit extra. You feel your belly really engage, then begin to lighten the grip of your fingertips and reach the fingers forward and pause for a moment. So before you go any higher here, just take a moment here to just pulse the legs up and down. Just pulse it, not extreme, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go ahead and hug the knees in, roll yourselves back, and rock yourselves up and down a good 3 to 4 rounds. It's up and down, up and down. And once you guys come up to your fourth, pop up again back into that boat pose and pause for a moment. So cup the thighs, set it up. Squeeze the thighs together, engage the inner thighs, and then wake up your toes, straighten out the knees a little bit extra. And then as you release the grip from your thighs, lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. Now see if you can pick up your arms and your legs a little extra for 5 breaths of stillness. So notice now, no moving. Isolate the energy. Start from the throat, the belly, the thighs, fingers, toes, active. Give me 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. Slowly hug the knees. Go ahead and rock yourselves again, back and forth. And then this time, as you come to your 4th round of rocking, stay down, lay down. So as we lay back down onto the floor this time, go ahead and release your fingertips outside the hips and straighten out the legs as comfortable as you can towards the sky, and pause for a moment. So this will give you an indication how open your hamstrings are by straightening out the knees. If your hamstrings are a little tight, go ahead and bend at the knees, and then go ahead and everybody wake up those toes a little bit. Spread them, curl them, or point them out. Good. We're just going to do a little bit of leg lifts here. So as you inhale, slowly lower the legs a good 30%. Let all the air out, push all the air out. And then as you inhale again, lower the legs a good 30%. Then exhale, let all the air out. And then go ahead and lower the legs a good 30% again. Now pause here. Option to pick up your chest, shoulders off the floor.
Press to the fingers, lift up onto the elbows and tuck your chin. Want to see your feet here. Let all the air out. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the legs all the way towards the sky again. And as you inhale, lower 30%, let all the air out. Lower the legs another 30%. Then lower the legs another 30% and lift all the way back up. Go ahead and bend at the knees so we can reset.
All right, so go ahead and extend your legs all the way to the sky again. We're just gonna do 1 more round just like that. So as you inhale, slowly lower the legs a good 30%. Push all the air out. As you inhale, let the legs lower a good 30%. Let all the air out. And then let the legs again lower a good 30%. Come up onto your elbows, tuck the chin, look forward. Stay here, let all the air out. Inhale, and then as you exhale, roll all the way up again. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest, rock yourselves side to side. Okay, keeping your knees bent, keep the knees stacked over the hips, and we're gonna come to a nice little twist here. So go ahead and release the arms, letter T them apart. If you need to, go ahead and bend your elbows. And then from here, slightly hop your hips to the right side and squeeze your thighs over to the left. Pause for a moment, make an adjustment. Do the best you can to literally put the right knee on top of the left. That'll require some shifting of the spine. Squeezing the thighs, come all the way back up to center. So same deal here with your knees bent. Go ahead and shift the hips to the left side as you lean the knees over to the right. Again, pause for a moment, self-adjust, crawl your left knee on top of the right, and then squeeze yourselves all the way back up to center. Take a sip of air, inhale, and here's the flow. So as we exhale, bring yourselves over towards the right. And then inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, go over to the opposite side. Nice. And then come back up to center. I don't want to throw you guys off. So basically we're inhaling, come back up to center. And as you exhale, squeeze over towards one side. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, squeeze over to the opposite side. Good. Just give me 2 more sets of that, you guys. 2 more to the left, 2 more to the right. Hi, Amy, I see you now. And then go ahead and finish your last pair. 1 to the left. Bring yourselves back to center. And then last one to the right. Fantastic. And then from here, go ahead and bend at the knees, hug the knees into the chest. Keep pressing your thighs towards your belly, rocking side to side. Coming back to center, now keep hugging your right knee towards the chest as you release left leg forward. Keep hugging your thigh outside of your right ribs. Release now the grip of that your right leg so you can spin your right hip just one direction, just the right hip. Spin it one way and then spin it the opposite way. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and straighten out the leg. Option to grab hold of the big toe with your right fingertips so you can straighten out that knee as comfortable as you can. Keep pressing with your left palm to your left hip. Now let's open up your right hip all the way towards the right side. And if you guys need to, bend your knees as much as you need to. Space allowing, hamstrings allowing. Open, open, open. And then let's come all the way back up to center, starting with your right knee bent, switch hands, use your left palm to guide your right foot across the opposite side. And then once you do this, you decide how much straightening you want that right leg to be. Keep pressing your right shoulder to the floor. Hold here for a couple breaths. One more breath. Okay, let's slowly come back up to center. Go ahead and hug the knees in, press your thighs to the belly, belly to the floor, sacrum touches the ground. And then go ahead and hug both knees, release now that right leg forward, and keeping that left knee to the belly, begin to hug it outside of the ribs. Releasing your grip, same deal here, circle, circle now, that left hip one direction. And we circle, circle the opposite direction. Good. As you now come back to center, grab hold of the big left toe. Using your middle finger, index finger on the left side, you choose how much bend you need at the knees or straighten out the knees as comfortable as you can. Pause for a moment. And then using your right palm, press your right hip down to open up your left hip all the way towards the left. So again, as you open up to the left, Team Cristobal, to the left. Open, open, open. There you go. And then we're gonna switch sides. So rebending at the knee, switch hands. So as you grab hold of the foot with your right palm, move the foot across now so you can stack it over the right side. Your choice if you wanna straighten out the knee, depending on how much room you have or how much space your hamstrings has. And then let's come all the way back up to center. Let's go ahead and bend at the knees, hug the knees in, press the thighs to the belly, press the sacrum to the floor, rock yourself side to side. All right, so let's work a little bit with the obliques here. So keeping the knees bent, we're going to do a little bit of cycling here. So placing the fingertips behind your head, supporting the neckline here, really engage through the abs this time. As you pick up your shoulders, twist now right elbow to left knee, extending right leg forward. Coming back up to center, bring yourself back, and then go ahead and pick up the shoulders, twist left elbow, right knee, extending left leg. So you guys know this pretty much. We bicycle ourselves side to side. Find the space. Either you take a pause to the center, or you just keep spinning yourselves or rocking yourself side to side. I'm gonna set up my timer, everybody, and we're gonna roll with this for a good 30 seconds. And then my timer begins now. Go as slow, as fast as you would like. Don't forget to find that opportunity to let air in, let air out. We have 15 seconds to go. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down, and then slowly come back again to center. As you bend at the knees, hug the knees in, let all the air out, and maybe we swish side to side. All right, let's take a break from all this core stuff and move the energy now to the low back. So with the knees bent, plant your feet, setting up for a mini bridge pose. Once you come to a little mini bridge pose, press the fingertips outside the hips, press onto the toes, lift up one vertebra at a time as your hips draw towards the sky. So slowly you're gonna feel your chest rise towards your chin as you feel the glutes engage, squeezing your booty, squeezing the thighs. Feel all 4 corners of your feet, feel the big toes. See if you could lift perhaps an inch extra and hold here for just 3 more breaths. For 2. 1 more breath. We slowly release 1 vertebra at a time from upper back, mid back, all the way down to the sacrum. Come back down onto the floor. Go ahead and press the knees to the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and rock yourself side to side. Okay, 1 more set of our little bicycle run. So with the knees bent, go ahead and stack the knees again over the hips. Set it up, fingertips behind your head. So pick up the right elbow towards the left knee. Take a twist here, squeeze. Coming back to center, opposite side, left elbow, right knee. So again, find a rhythm that works for you. If you want to go a little bit slower, a little bit faster, or maybe go slow and then take a burst. Go slow, take a burst. This time we're going to go for a 1 minute lap. Here we go. Begin. Follow that breath. Again, we guys can do this faster breath like ch, 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 ch. Or nicely rhythmic. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Somewhere in between. Breathe. 20 seconds in. We're at the halfway point, you guys. If you haven't done a burst, consider doing a 10-second burst. Fifteen seconds to go. There we go, Lily. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. And then give yourselves a nice little breather here. Take a break. Hug the knees in. Let all the air out. And then let's set this up again for a mini bridge pose. So with the knees bent, flatten your feet back down to the floor. Picking up from the hips to the mid back, to the upper back, lifting up here. And now we'll add the little flows. So go ahead and pick up your arms up and over the head. So you draw the arms nice and high. Maybe pick up your heels off the floor as well. And while we're here, I want you to go ahead and just pulse your heels up and down. Wake up the calves a little bit. Pulse it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Lift the heels, lift the hips, draw the arms. And as you exhale, mini flows. Release the palms, the hips, and the heels down to the ground. So sweeping with the breath, inhale, float yourselves upwards here into your back bend. And then as you exhale, come back and flatten the spine and the hips back down to the floor. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale again, find yourself opening, reaching, getting tall. And on the exhale, let yourself melt back down onto the ground. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale again, lift it nice and high. And then as we exhale, come back down onto the floor. Let's see 1 more, you guys. Inhale, float it up nice and high. And on the exhale, bring it back down nice and low. From here, go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. We're gonna now transition ourselves back onto our tabletop. So as you rock yourselves up and down, we're either going to come up to a cross-leg position or a side saddle position. So you can come up onto the knees and voila, find the tabletop pose. So propriocept here. Feel the hips stacked over the knees. And if you want, just check behind you, but it might be misleading. Just feel that stability of the hips over the knees, shoulders on top of the elbows and wrists. From here, find your foundation already. Spread the fingers wide, okay? As you do this, you guys, a little bit of cat-cow. So going back to little minor back bends. As you inhale, scoop up your chest, chin, look up. This time, tuck your toes. As you exhale, tuck the belly, roll the chin in. Beautiful. Release the toes. Really press the feet down as you inhale, scoop it up. And then on the exhale, tuck your toes. Really press the toes down as you let all the air out. A little bit of drama. Really release the toes. Inhale like... Pause. And then tucking the toes really dramatically. Let all the air like, give me 2 more. Give me the drama effect, you guys. Inhale, scoop it up like, yes, look up. And then as you exhale, just let it all out. 1 more, you guys. Inhale again, scoop it up. And then on the exhale again, scoop it back in. Fantastic. As we meet ourselves back to neutral, my hope is that the spine will get a little bit warmer, a little bit longer, make any adjustments you want to make, because now we're going to do a little bit of oblique bends here. So this time we're going to take a side bend. So take your right shoulder, take your right hip, look to your right shoulder, and just bring the right hip towards your right shoulder as you look back. And then come back up to center, same deal, left shoulder, left hip as you turn around and look back. So as you inhale, come back to center, exhale, look beyond your right shoulder, bring the right hip to the shoulder. And then bring yourself back to center, same deal here, look over to the left, and then bring the hip to the shoulder. We're gonna come back to center. Now, pretend I'm not watching. I want you to start to have this nice undulation, or undulate the spine. So combine your cat-cow with your side bends, and so it looks like you're kind of just circling the spine, the shoulders, the hips. And then you just start to like circle at the opposite direction. Again, you're just kind of like squirming around, you guys. You're just trying to like scratch your back against a tree. Like, where is that itch? Where is it? Oh my God, if I could just record this, you guys, it looks amazing. And then everybody meet me all the way back to center, melt yourselves into child's pose. Take a pause here in child's pose and see what this feels like for you guys. If this already bothers you, please don't come back into this posture. Come to a seated position instead, or find a different way to rest and open the hips and go back to your breath. Alrighty, slowly coming back up onto all fours. Let's now use the fire in our bellies to lift the body weight off the floor. Tucking the toes, slightly lift the knees off the ground. So as you come to what I refer to as the turbo dog, get the thighs fired up enough so that you can spring forward if you wanted. Little micro bend at the elbows so we don't hyperextend at the joints. Act like you're shutting windows down with your fingertips so that you fire up your arms as well. Take a sip of air, inhale. And as we exhale, begin to spring towards your downward facing dog, not full downward dog, because I want you guys to inhale back into that turbo dog. And then slowly exhale again, not full dog, so there's a micro bend. And then come back down again into that turbo dog. We're just gonna do 2 more of these. As you exhale, come to now downward dog. Straighten out the knees a little bit extra. And then rebend, inhale again back to turbo dog. And then last time, go back to downward dog. Now make the adjustments to find your stationary downward facing dog. Again, if you were bending the knees earlier for your hamstring stretch, you wanna continue the bend at the knees here. If your legs aren't shoulders width apart, or mats width apart rather, go ahead and extend the mats width apart, or even play with the idea of spreading the legs maybe mats width apart, just to see what that feels like. See how stable you guys are in this posture. All right, adding, come up to plank pose this time, and let's pause here for 3 breaths. We're gonna be coming to a lot of planks, especially for those of you who love the Chaturanga Dandasans. Please take a moment here to self-gauge. If plank is your jam, stay here. If it's not your jam, come down onto the low knees instead. Take another sip of air here, inhale. And then on the exhale, come back now to your downward facing dog. All right, from downward facing dog, mini flows. Inhale again, come up into your high plank. Beautiful. And as we exhale, pump it back, downward facing dog. So when we say come to plank 1 more time. Again, your choice, either stay with the knees lifted or the knees down. For those of you with the knees up, come up to the tippy toes. Find your jam, you guys. Nice, and then exhale, come back down to downward facing dog. Let's do 1 more, so flow. Inhale to your version of plank. Keep it solid. Nice, and on the exhale, pump it back, downward facing dog. Alrighty, from downward facing dog, bend at the knees. Let's take an inhale, look forward. As we exhale, bend at the knees and step to the tops of your mats. As you come to the top of the mats, let your head droop down.
Let your crown melt closer towards the floor. Sway your head gently, yes or no. Bending the knees as much as you need to, Or simply come to a ragdoll as you grab hold of opposite arms and just sway your torso side to side.
And then release the grip of your hands, arms, release the fingers as you crawl your spine up to standing, one vertebra at a time. As you reach all the way forward, let's go ahead and roll the shoulders in one direction. Circle, circle, circle. And let's circle, circle the opposite direction. Shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. Go ahead and release the shoulders back to neutral as we place the palms together. Close the eyes, tuck the chin, and let's deepen our breath. In this yoga belly class, we are entering the flow zone. So we now encourage y'all to practice Ujjayi, constricting the back of the throat. Using this breath here as a form of gratitude. You could breathe through the nose as loud as you'd like, as soft as you'd like. Make this breath as full as you can. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. On the next inhale, palms together, reach the palms in front and up and over the head. And then on the exhale, bring the palms to the heart so you can go ahead and dive forward. Release the palms either to your shins or thighs. Inhale to your flat back. And on the exhale, deeper forward fold. Again, bending at the knees as much as you need. Plant the palms together as you inhale. Rise on up. Arms in front of you, up and over the head. Look up. And on the exhale, go ahead and palms in front of you as you dive it forward. Come up again, flat back as you inhale. Again, choices, palms to shins or thighs. And then on the exhale, deeper forward fold. Adding a little back bend, so bringing the palms together as you inhale, draw the arms up and over, maybe reach the palms to the back wall. And then straighten the spine on the exhale. Come on forward, everybody. Dive it through. On the inhale, flat back of choice. Exhale, deeper forward fold. One more round, everybody. Inhale, palms together, reach up. Maybe you reach the thumbs towards the back wall. And on the exhale, straighten the spine so you can dive it forward. We inhale again, come up to your flat back. Bending at the knees as we exhale, go ahead and step feet back, downward facing dog.
From downward facing dog, inhale, come on up to plank. And as you exhale, modified push-up, lower the knees, follow through with the chest. Go ahead and release your belly and toes. Inhale, come up to cobra. And then as you exhale, slide back either to child's or tuck your toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Breathe.
Let's flow that again. So inhale, your choice, come to plank. You lower, knees or no knees, come on down. Inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, either slide back to child's or come up, downward facing dog. Let's hold here 5 breaths. Ujjayi. 2. For 3. 2 more breaths. Alrighty, bending at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. Now as we exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of the mats. We inhale, come up again, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's rise. Palms touch, maybe they draw up and over the head, maybe you take a back bend. And then as we exhale, go ahead and bring the palms to the heart as you dive it forward. Come up again, halfway lift on the inhale. Bending at the knees, go ahead and step it back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale again to plank. Your choice, knees or no knees, come on down. Inhale, back bend of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more round, you guys. From down dog, inhale again, come up into your high plank. On the lower, exhale either knees or no knees, Chaturanga Dandasana. As you inhale, upward facing dog or Cobra Bhujangasana. And on the exhale, slide it back, either melt into child's or lift up, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Hope you guys, for those of you listening to the Spotify, I hope you're enjoying your 80s music. Yeah, Andrew. Bending at the knees, take an inhale. Hey, Trish. Bending at the knees, lightly step or hop to the top of the mats. We come up again, halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Good. 2 more rounds of these. This time, a little bit of fast track. Inhale, reach all the way up again. Take a back bend if you wish. And on the exhale, straighten so we can dive it forward. Inhale again, find your flat back. Bend at the knees. Exhale, vinyasa your way through or not. Meet back, downward facing dog. Remember to inhale for your back bend. Exhale to down dog. From downward facing dog, we bend at the knees, take an inhale, look up. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of the mats. Inhale again, let's come up halfway. Exhale, deeper forward fold. 1 more round, you guys. Inhale, rise on up, breathe. And exhale, dive it forward. Inhale again, come up, flat back. Bend your knees as you exhale. Step it on back, vinyasa or not. Meet me back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. From downward facing dog, bend your knees. Take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to the tops of the mats. Come up again, halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up again. Maybe add that back bend. And as you bring the palms together, let's straighten the spine, close the pose, palms over the heart, close the eyes, tuck the chin, and take a moment here to go back to the breath. 2. 1 more breath. Let's blink the eyes open, slowly bending at the knees, sink the hips low, chair pose. I always use chair pose as my benchmark, like shit's about to get real, right? So you got the warm up, you got the core. I know I said the S word, sorry, Lily, getting too comfortable. Inner thighs are engaged this time. So you guys know that this is one of our favorite postures, right? So you squeeze the thighs, really sink the hips low. With control here, you want your foundation. The toes are visible past the knees as you either lean the knees and the hips back. As you draw the arms up and over the head, now curl the pinkies towards one another. That opens up the shoulders here. Scoop that yoga ball, disco ball up and over the head. And then bring your thumbs by your hips as you come to flat back. Now we're going to transition to drinking bird. So as you come to flat back, go ahead and lean your body weight forward so you can pick up your heels off the floor. Let the shakes go away, whatever it takes to engage. 2 breaths here. 1 more breath here. Here's the mini flow. So release the heels on the inhale, go back to your chair, pinkies towards each other. And on the exhale, bring the thumbs by your waist so that you can come back, hips back into the drinking bird. Good. So as you inhale, float the pinkies up and over the head, chair. And then on the exhale, go the opposite direction so you can go back into your drinking bird. We're going to do 2 more. So as you come back to chair, lower your hips a good 2-3 inches lower, dramatically sink it down. And then as you exhale, lift your heels even extra higher as if you're going to tilt forward. 1 more with control. Lower your heels as you come up again into the chair. And then on the exhale again, see if you could sink into your high heels, drinking bird. All right, inhale, come back to chair. Let's play with our mandala. As you exhale, straighten the knees, dive yourselves forward. Inhale, flat back. Bend at the knees as you exhale. Float through your vinyasa or not. You make yourselves meet back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale and exhale. From downward facing dog, inhale, right leg lifts. We bring the knee to the chest, step the foot forward. So come on up first into your crescent lunge. We're not staying long at all. So as you inhale, lift the arms. On the exhale, plant the palms, both palms inside your right leg. We're going to straighten out the right knee so we can slide into Prasarita towards the left side of the mat, bending at the left knee, Spider-Man this time, bend your right knee, and then go to the opposite side, bend your left knee, and then go to the opposite side, bending at the right knee. If you can feel your spine is nice and straight, torso is parallel to the floor. Keep shifting your hips from right to left. And then now engage the core so you can bring the palms to your heart as we now find balancing act from side to side. Just a good 2 more rounds here, you guys. And then the next time you bend at the left knee, release your fingertips to the floor, pivot to swirl to a low lunge. And as you pick up your right heel, we're on the left foot this time, come up to crescent, arms reach over the head. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, now opportunity for power push-up. Release the fingers, keeping your left leg lifted into plank. 2.5 pumps here, even if that means bring the right knee down. Pump it for 1, for 2, and then release the foot, and then flow through your vinyasa. If you wish, take the back bend, inhale, and exhale back downward facing dog. Let's start that again. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Reach the arms high. Inhale again, crescent lunge, right leg. And exhale, plant your palm inside your right leg. As we pivot, go ahead and straighten out the knee. Bending at the left knee again. Go ahead and dip the hips. Switch sides. Come over to the other side. Good. Keep swishing. Keep swishing. Bring in the palms to the heart. Option now is to fly your arms into airplane as you draw the fingertips from one side to the next. Just a couple more rounds. Bending to the right, then the left, then the right, then the left. Fantastic. We're slowly going to bring the fingers back down for support. Crawl yourselves again over to face towards the front. Come over to the front. And then go ahead and pick up your arms. Inhale into your crescent. And then planting the palms. Go ahead and stepping the foot back. Keeping that foot lifted as an option. Double your push-ups if you want. Good. Releasing the foot. You can inhale to your back bend. And then exhale, we find yourself back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, most of us will be facing towards the front of the mat again. Pick up your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Find your balance in crescent lunge. Inhale here. And as we exhale, planting the palms inside the left leg for most of us, as you straighten the knee, pivot, we're going to bend your right knee. This time, pick up your left toes as you pick up your right heel. Take a pause here, you guys. Use your fingertips, palms. Pick yourselves back up so you can bend at the left knee. Pick up the left heel, right toes. Pause for a moment. And then you go ahead and swish side to side. First, find that strength at the core to find balance. Then if you want to add, bringing the palms to the heart, really using your core to lift and to dip the hips. Good, just a couple of rounds here, you guys. And then the next time you bend at the right knee, release your fingers so that we can crawl back to low lunge towards the back of the mats. Go ahead and come back to crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach again. And here's your opportunity for that power push-up. Release the fingers, stepping right foot back. Keep right leg lifted in plank. Even if it means lower your left knee, try 2.5 pumps for 1, 2. And as you release your foot, open up for the back bend to continue your vinyasa. And we meet back to downward facing dog. Last set, left leg lifts on the inhale. Step your foot through, come on up again, crescent lunge. Once you guys get to crescent lunge, bring the palms to the inside of your left foot. Same deal here, straighten the knee, pivot, and bending at the right knee, dip down, pick up the left toes, pick up the right heel, and then switch sides. We're gonna do this routine here with a little bit of Adam sprinkle, meaning that we're gonna do a little bit of ninja warrior kind of arms. So just move your arms the same direction as your straight leg. Move your arms over to straighten out to meet the opposite leg. Kind of just switching yourselves like a nice little martial arts kind of deal here, and just moving your chi, same direction as you move your legs. Beautiful. A couple more rounds, you guys. Sorry, I'm not well versed on my Tai Chi, but this is like the flow of energy here. All righty, so the next time we bend at the right knee, crawl your palms again to face towards the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach, crescent lunge. And then on the exhale, replant your palms, keeping the right leg lifted as an option. Plank push-ups, even if that means lower the left knee. 2.5 palms. 2. And then flow yourselves back. Downward facing dog. You're gonna get out of there. Okay, from downward facing dog, let's go ahead and pick up your right leg behind you and bring the knee to the chest. Step the foot through. This time, double pat if needed. Release the left knee and toes to the floor. Let's give a moment here to really appreciate this nice, deep hip opening, hip flexor. Okay, so as you settle into this low lunge, you guys, begin to reach the arms nice and high to the sky. So act like there's some magnets right here to the fingertips that's drawing yourself upward. This is going to be your safety net for your hips to melt towards the floor. So feel that pull and push take place here as you get nice and tall, nice and long. Press to your palms, your fingers. If you want, interlace the fingers so that the index finger points out and over the head. Take a sip of air, inhale, look up. And as we exhale, draw a line up and over that ceiling, you guys, and allow the gravity of the hips to melt even deeper as you keep pulling yourself back. 2 more breaths. Really, really use that ujjayi. 1 more breath, open, open, open. Slowly as we exhale, come all the way up to neutral, release your bind and come to a half split. Straightening out the right knee, lifting up the right toes. Take a pause here now, see what that hamstring's feeling like. We've warmed it up, we've opened it up. Can we go a little extra deeper into the fold? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. All right, let's reground that right foot. As you stack the knee over the heel, come back up again into your low lunge. Reach the arms, inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and replant the palms. We're gonna go ahead and tuck the toes, lift up, crescent lunge, lift your arms nice and high to the sky here, and hold here for 3 breaths. Good, 2. 1 more breath. Next pose, warrior 2. So make the adjustments at the hips and at the legs. So you can flatten the feet down to the floor, make the adjustments here. So take an opportunity. Maybe you're gonna crawl that left foot a little bit extra out towards the edge of the mat. Really let your hips open here. And then take your arms in a letter T formation. Flip the palms so that the palms open to the sky. Bend your elbows as if you're lifting 8-pound bowling balls. For those of you who haven't really gone bowling, I would go down to 4 pounds. Start light. Feel the fingers activate. Feel your tricep, forearm, biceps. Let them all participate in this lift. And then let's move our arms, shoulders towards the front so we can reverse this warrior. So as you scoop now that right arm up and over the head, use the left palm either to the thigh or round your arm behind you and really express that energy up to the right ribs. Open, 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 breathe. One more. All right, side angle. Take now a bent right elbow, place it inside the right thigh. So for those of you, you can stack your shoulders, reach that left arm to the sky. Yeah, just like Lily did. Feel free to bring that right fingertips to the inside this time, you guys, and hold here for 3 breaths. For 2. 1 more breath. Fantastic. We're gonna inhale. Let's reverse this right away. And on the exhale, we're gonna windmill the arms down so you can step that right foot back, keep that right leg lifted, your choice, vinyasas or not. Let's meet back downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Fantastic. Once we get to downward facing dog, pick up your left leg behind you on the inhale. We bring the left knee to the chest, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Double pat if you wish, release your right knee and toes to the floor. Come down for your low lunge. And pause for a moment here again. So in this posture, allow yourself the trust to melt down to the ground and then take your fingertips and reach them high to the sky here. So you're gonna feel that lengthening here taking place, you guys. Still stay with that ujjayi. And then connecting the palms, bring the index finger to point out. Take an inhale, look up. And as we exhale, draw the line right over that ceiling. There's a little bit of like nervous tension going on. Keep squeezing and keep lifting, and then keep the hips melting open. Looking good, you guys. One more breath. Slowly on the exhale, straighten your spine and then come to a forward fold as you straighten out that left knee, picking up the toes. Again, take an opportunity here to just really let your hamstrings speak to you. Open here. We've been warming it up for the last 40 minutes. See how well it's serving you right here, right now. Breathe. And then we're going to replant that left foot. So as you bend at the knee, stack it over the heel, reach the arms up again, take a sip of air, inhale. And on the exhale, go ahead and plant the palms, tucking the toes, lift up, crescent lunge. So as you get nice and stable into crescent lunge, hold here for 3 breaths, you guys. Again, we're just kind of growing this from the ground up, getting super tall. One more breath. Next pose, warrior 2. So as you adjust your legs and hips, again, maybe you're gonna crawl that right foot a little bit more towards the back edge of your mat. Practicing ujjayi, belly's active, nice long spine. Details, details, same deal here. We're gonna grab those bowling balls again. As you flip your palms, bend your elbows. Again, really get your entire arms participating here. Shoulders, bicep, triceps, your forearms, your fingertips. And then we begin to melt the shoulders towards the left so we can flip the left arm up and over the head. Use now the right palm either to the thigh or swing that right arm behind you to reverse your warrior. And pause for a moment here. Nice, Lily. Open and breathe to the left ribs, you guys. Stay with me, Andrew. One more. All right, side angle. Lightly place now your elbow, left elbow inside the thigh. As you stack your shoulders, reach right arm up. So you gauge, either you stay here or really melt that left palm all the way down towards the floor. Hold here for a couple more breaths. One more breath. All righty, let's go ahead and inhale, reverse. Come all the way up again. And on the exhale, let's go ahead and windmill the palms, stepping the foot back, lifted leg push-up, vinyasa or not. Meet me back, downward facing dog. All righty. Once we meet back at downward facing dog, let's take a bend at the knees, take an inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, we lightly step or hop to the tops of the mats. Inhale, let's come up again halfway. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Bend at the knees, inhale into our chair pose. Good. Take a moment here, we're resetting. I'm gonna practice this with you guys because we're gonna flow through the mandala, through all of these things together, and I don't wanna get lost. So please stay with your breath, regardless if you guys wanna move or not. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the breath. From your chair pose, exhale it out into your drinking bird. So let all the air out. As we inhale, go back to chair. Exhale, straighten the knees so we can dive it forward. Inhale, flat back. Bending at the knees as you exhale, step back, hop back, take a vinyasa or not. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, open it.
From downward facing dog, go ahead and inhale, float your right leg up. And on the exhale, go ahead and bring the knee to the chest, step the foot all the way forward, coming up for crescent lunge. From crescent lunge, we're going to go ahead and exhale. Plant the palms to the inside of your right leg so we can straighten out the knee. And then we're going to pivot so we can bend at the left knee.
Or to the right knee, dip the hips. We're going to bend over to the left knee and then swirl, come up to the back of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. From crescent lunge, release the palms, stepping that left foot back, power push-up or not. Let's meet back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Once we meet at downward facing dog, pick up your right leg behind you, bring your knee to the chest, step it forward again. Inhale again, crescent lunge towards the back of the mat. As you exhale, we plant the palms inside the right leg, straighten the knee, pivot so we can swirl. Bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Bending the left knee, swirl and swivel so that we come to low lunge, again, facing the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach. And as you exhale, planting the palms, stepping left foot back, power push-ups or not. Follow the breath. We meet back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, pick up left leg. Exhale, step left foot up. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant the palm on the inside. As you straighten the knee, pivot. This time, as you bend your right knee, pick up your left toes. And then go the opposite side. Go ahead and bring yourself bending over towards the left. As you guys bend yourselves over to the right side, we're gonna swirl again to the back of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, planting the palms. Go ahead and step your right foot back. Lifted leg push-ups. You guys got the drill here. Options, options. As we meet back, downward facing dog. Last set, pick up that left leg, inhale. Step your left foot through. Come on up again, crescent lunge. Inhale. And then plant the palms to the inside. As you straighten out the left knee, go ahead and pivot. Bending at the right knee, pick up your left toes. Bending at the left knee, pick up your right toes. Switching sides. Bending again at the right knee, pivot, swirl, so that we can come back up to crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach again. And as you exhale, planting the palms, go ahead and stepping the foot through. Your choice, vinyasas or not, push-ups or not. Meet back, downward facing dog. We are at the home stretch, you guys. We're gonna keep that flow, keep it moving. Once we meet back at downward facing dog, pick up your right leg behind you. Bring the right knee to the chest, step it forward, come up for crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, windmill the palms down, stepping that right foot back. Push-ups, no push-ups, whatever it takes. Let's meet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last set, inhale, left leg lifts. Inhale. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Come on up, crescent lunge. Inhale here. And exhale again, warrior two. Warrior two, inhale, let's reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. Good, inhale again, reverse the warrior. And on the exhale, go ahead and windmill the arms down, stepping the feet back, vinyasa or not. Meet me back, downward facing dog. Well done, you guys. Once you get back to downward facing dog, back to basics. Inhale again, come back to your plank. And exhale, let all the air out, downward facing dog. Inhale again, come up to your high plank. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, get into your high plank. This time, option to come up off to your tippy toes. From plank pose, we're just gonna slowly lower to a low chaturanga, but 8 seconds begin for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand low, push up, stand low, push up, stand low, push up, stand low, push up. Okay, come down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay, do me a favor. This isn't gonna be too dramatic, but with the palms right by the chest, go ahead and pick up your legs. Without overthinking it, keep your legs straight and just begin to paddle. Just kind of wake up your thighs, your calves, your toes, your ankles, and then begin to just cross them, scissors, 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 scissors. Without overthinking too much, scissors, scissors, scissors. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend at the knees, windshield wiper your hips side to side. Fantastic. And then once you come back up to center, straighten out the knees, release your legs. Now let's take a back bend. So coming to Cobra, use the fingers, the palms. Go ahead and slowly scoop. So think about a letter C as you curl yourself off the floor. Once you curl yourself off the floor, peel the shoulders back. Keep your chin fairly neutral here so you can kind of look forward. And if it makes better sense, look down. And then go ahead and pick up your legs off the floor as well. And now option to pick up your palms off the ground as well. As you maybe release the arms. Remember what we did earlier? Maybe we're gonna fly into airplane. Now act like you're grabbing those bowling balls and you're bringing the knuckles side up. Claw the fingertips, squeeze. 2 more breaths. Maybe we can lift a little bit higher in your back bend. 1 more. Okay, slowly come back down onto the floor. Let's place our right ear, right cheek to the ground. Palms face up by the hips. And then with the legs straight, shimmy the hips side to side. Just shimmy them side to side. Okay, coming back to center. Bring the chin back to the mat. We're going to take a half a back bend. So reach your left arm forward.
Bending at the right knee, go ahead and take your right palm to scoop for the outside of your right foot. And then begin to draw that right palm towards the inside of your right foot, reaching for the arch. And then reach your left arm forward as you lift your shoulders, pushing up against the fingers to lift the shoulders a little bit higher. Drawing that right leg a little bit higher to the sky. Think dancer's pose.
Good, 1 more breath. All right, slowly release to come back up to neutral, and we're gonna switch sides. So draw your right arm forward first. As you bend your left knee, find that left arm reaching back. So start from the outside of your foot, and then maneuver it to go to the inside. And then use your right fingertips to lift your shoulders. Maybe you need to adjust your elbows to reach up higher as you kick your left leg up towards the back. And again, channel in your dancer's pose here, you guys. Good, again, maybe another lift here for 1 more breath. And then we slowly release back down to the floor. So you just straighten out the knees, palms by the side, take your left ear, left cheek to the floor. And again, maybe bending at the knees, rock and windshield wiper the hips side to side. Alrighty, last piece. Bring yourselves back up to center. So this chin comes back down onto the mat. Bending both knees this time, coming into our bow pose. So either reach your fingertips to your shins or your ankles or the outside of your feet. As you take an inhale, lightly sweep the shoulders off first, just a tad, and then let the legs power the way to the back bend. So pump your shins towards the back wall. Do that first to open up the heart, the chest. And then if you want a little extra, then begin to kick your legs up towards the sky. Keep finding your focus towards the front.
Keeping your fingers and your toes active. lifting the feet a little bit higher to the sky. We're going to be here for a few breaths, you guys. So remember, as you inhale, we rise up a little bit higher, and exhale, we hold. As you slowly come back down, use your fingers to slide back to child's pose.
As you slide back towards your child's pose, I'm going to encourage you guys to take a side bend here. So reaching the fingertips outside of the mat, reach to the left, and then melt yourselves back into the child's. I'm seeing screens freeze. My hope is that you guys are still hearing me. Okay, there you are. Good. Breathe. And then crawl yourselves back to center, switching sides. Luna, get out of there. We're still practicing. And then come all the way back up to center, come up onto all fours. Once you guys come up onto all fours, we're gonna add that nice little threading the needle twist. So once you ground your fingers, take a look at your right thumb, pick up your right arm all the way up. So open, open, open to look up to the sky. Keep following your thumb as you exhale. Draw now that right arm all the way underneath the left side as you release the knuckles, release the side of your head. You can release that left arm over the head, or you can take that left arm behind you to open up the heart a little extra. Good, just 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Using the palms, start with the left hand back down, pick up your chest, your shoulders, come all the way up, reach that right arm high again to the sky where it started, and then follow your thumb as you exhale, replace your right palm back down to the floor. Switch now your focus, look at your left thumb. As you pick up your left arm, keep looking at that thumb, and as we exhale, sweep now that left arm all the way underneath the right side. As you plant the knuckles, release your head, and bring your right arm either up and over, or if you want, take that mini bind, right arm behind you, really open up the heart towards the right side. Couple of breaths here. And then come all the way back, using that right palm, lift again, keep looking at your left thumb again, reach it all the way up and over. And on the exhale, replant your left palm back down onto the floor. All right. Last thing that we're going to do here, you remember your cat-cow, remember that little undulation of the spine, go back to that. Even if that means just circling your torso back towards your hips. I want you guys to really have some dynamic movement here. So just squirm around where we started. Just remember which direction you were going, because I'm gonna encourage you guys to go the opposite direction. Squirm around the opposite direction. And then meet me all the way back up to neutral. We're either gonna sit up onto the heels or go ahead and step your feet forward so that we can extend and prepare for Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So stepping the legs towards the top of the mats. Again, side saddle, jump through, whatever it takes, make it super clean and extend your legs forward. Once you extend your legs forward, just shimmy the hips side to side. Nice. We're gonna take a counter first here, reversing the tabletop. So using your fingers, palms for support, bend at the knees so you can stack your knees over your heels. And as you reverse this tabletop, parallel your torso, your trunk against the floor, and then puff your canary chest up towards the sky and lift the hips. Maybe you let your crown droop towards the floor, open up the chin, the throat. There's a micro bend taking place again at the elbows here, so really expand and canary chest your way up to the sky. Stay here for 3 more breaths, or come into a reverse plank as you straighten out both knees. Maybe your toes touch the floor, maybe they don't, but use your core to lift. 2 more breaths. Nice, 1 more breath. And then slowly we all land our hips back down to the floor. Adjust your palms so that they're by the hips. Go ahead and sweep the arms, take an inhale here. And then on the exhale, palms to the heart as you melt into your forward fold Paschimottanasana. Maybe you bend at the knees. Maybe you're able to just grab hold of your feet, coming into a nice deep forward fold here. So still practicing Ujjayi, still engaging at the belly, tucking in the chin, letting yourself melt forward. Couple more breaths. Releasing the bind, draw the torso upright position. Draw the fingertips forward, tucking the chin, take a sip of air, inhale. And as we exhale, slowly roll back one vertebra at a time, but keep reaching your fingers in front of you to slow your roll down, back down onto the floor. Once we connect the shoulders back down to the floor, bending at the knees, go ahead and squeeze the thighs to the belly, press the sacrum to the mat, give the mat a nice little massage. And then setting this up for our final supine twist. So whatever variation you want for the thighs, you can either just squeeze them together or you can stack the right thigh over the left. Give yourself some space, hop your hips over to the right and melt the knees over to the left. And as you do this transition, keep pinning your shoulders down to the floor. It's a nice little spine cleanser here, last call. Pressing to the fingertips, come back up to center. And then unstacking the thighs. Most of us will be over to the left side. So again, either you squeeze the thighs together or stack them on top. Melting the knees over opposite direction this time. Keep the shoulders pinned. Breathe. And then let's press onto the palms, fingertips, come back up to center. So if you stack the thighs, slowly unstack, and then let's hug the thighs again towards the belly, press the sacrum. And for the last piece here is to find your happy baby. So either you grab hold of the outsides or the insides or the big toes. First, start with the sacrum grounding to the floor. Then you guys can add the roll side to side if you like the rocking effect. And then perhaps we straighten out one knee at a time, see what that feels like. If you have the room at your house to come to a full-on wide straddle. And then this time, go ahead and release the legs over to the sky. Take another sip of air. This is pretty much where it all started. Releasing the bind, bend your knees first, land your feet flat to the floor so we can come back into that nice little Ardha Shavasana. With Ardha Shavasana, half Shavasana here, my intent here is for you guys to keep your hips, your sacrum grounded for a moment as we take a break from all the deep breathing and all the squeezing. Take a break from all that Ujjayi breath and just notice the softness of that low back connecting to your mats to the floor. As you go back to just focusing on that breath, melt to the floor. For those of you who are listening to the Spotify alongside with me, we are going to jump over to our Asian spa, Asian Zen, and prep for final Shavasana. So once you guys go into your Asian spa, then transition and melt yourselves into your final Shavasana. Straightening out the legs, the knees. I'm going to turn off my microphone, give you guys this peace and quiet, and really give you an opportunity to just restore. And I will get you out of this in just a few minutes. Relax. Go ahead and deepen your breath, everybody. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, and start to circle again through your wrists, elbows, ankles. Circle them the opposite direction. Go ahead and bend the knees, this time squeezing all the air out. Maybe you pick up your hips, pick up your shoulders. Come into a tight cannonball here. And then we'll counter this by releasing the legs forward, pointing the toes, reaching your arms over the ears. Get nice and long. Feel now the arch of that low spine. As we roll ourselves into a fetal position, either to the left or the right, let the faces rest onto your bicep and take a moment. With your eyes closed, use your fingers for support to lift up to a comfortable seated position. Let's take a group breath together, you guys. On the next inhale, go ahead and reach your arms nice and high to the sky. Placing the palms together, let's exhale the palms right over the heart. And so on behalf of Lily and the team here at Yoga Belly, I thank you guys so much for tuning in and still continuing to share your practice with us. The theme here today is just keep it moving. Keep your mind, your heart inspired, you guys. There's a lot of things that's bringing people down. Do yourself a favor, be a light, shine on. Namaste.